Hello, 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 my friends. Welcome. I am coming to you live with amazing, amazing immigration news. If you've been waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting for your visa to get approved, if your visa's stuck, if your visa's been tripped up by President Trump, former President Trump's COVID rules that have blocked the issuance of visas, this is a happy moment. I just got an email from a U.S. attorney in Washington, D.C., and they've told me that President Biden has rescinded and revoked Presidential Proclamation 10014. Again, Biden has revoked Presidential Proclamation 10014. This is amazing, amazing news. It's long anticipated. This is absolutely fantastic. And I absolutely can't wait to explain what this means and how it works and how it's going to help you and your families and answer all your questions. But I'm smiling from ear to ear. This is a great moment for so many people that are suffering, so many people who have been tripped up and stuck. So let's go through and explain what the proclamation is and why it's being revoked is such an important moment for everyone. So when the proclamation came out, when the coronavirus came out, President Trump did everything he could to downplay the importance of the coronavirus. He said that the pandemic was no big deal. Everybody should go back to work. You should live your life. It's just like the flu. It's going to disappear. We need to play college football. We need to play college basketball. The NFL has to go on. Everybody should go back to school. Every business should be open. Liberate Michigan. The coronavirus was no concern to him at all, right? But when it came to immigration and visa issuances, he closed down and slammed the door in the face of immigrants. He used that as a justification to block the issuance of visas. And that's what this presidential proclamation was all about. So let's go through the terms of this proclamation and let's explain what it did and why it would be. Eddie, welcome. My main man. Oh, Bobby Joe's here. El Charmano. We have so many people joining us. Yeah, so I want to get back to what the proclamation was, since we can talk about it in the past tense. So, Presidential Proclamation 10014 suspended the entry of immigrants who what they called presented a risk to the labor market. It's such nonsense that they used this section of the law to block the issuance of visas. It said that anyone who's outside the United States on the date the proclamation was issued, who didn't already have a valid immigrant visa on that date or didn't have a travel document, wouldn't be able to come in. And those who were exempted from the proclamation were permanent residents, the wives and children of certain healthcare professionals, spouses of U.S. citizens, children of U.S. citizens under the age of 21, members of the armed forces, certain other people in the national interest. There were certain categories that were exempt from this proclamation. The ones who were blocked, so asylum seekers were not included. The ones who were blocked by this proclamation were people, everybody else would be spouses of permanent residents, children of permanent residents, parents of U.S. citizens. So you have to stop and ask yourself whether any of this makes a damn bit of sense to anyone. For example, if the goal is to prevent a negative impact on the labor market, okay, how does someone's mother, like someone applies for their mother or their father to come to the U.S., that person might not have any effect on the labor market whatsoever. It's utter nonsense. And I've filed countless lawsuits to challenge this proclamation. I'm filing those lawsuits today even And what happened, I was just trading emails with a U.S. attorney in Washington, D.C. He asked me for an extension of time to file an answer to one of my lawsuits. He said the proclamation is still pending. And I wrote back and I said, I would like to see this proclamation disappear. And he wrote me back immediately and said, I just got notice that it disappeared. So it's gone. So if you've been trying to get your parents to the U.S., if you've been trying to get your children to the U.S., I have clients who are trying to get immigrant visas to come to the U.S. based on employment-based cases. All of these visas, all of these legal obstacles are gone. And it's incredible. It's really, really great. And I'm incredibly happy about that. Here we have Matt Archambault 1. He's a beautiful man. I love that guy. He's great. And I always like taking him on walks to find restaurants. Hopefully I will get to see him again at some point. But this is great news. I'm so happy. I'm so happy about this. That I really like. This is the best news in terms of immigration. This is the best news that I've had in a long time. It's the best news that I've had since Trump was defeated in terms of immigrants. So I think that's really great. I think it's great. I think it's fantastic. So Ahmed, our brother on YouTube, he says, is that bad news for people who have their visas stuck at the embassies? That is absolutely fantastic news for people who have their visas stuck at embassies, especially if the reason that your visa is stuck is because of this proclamation. For example, let's say that you are stuck in Pakistan and your husband or your wife applied for you, and your husband and your wife is not a U.S. citizen, just a permanent resident. That would be good news. So if you're doing any other kind of visa that would be blocked, that would be great news. I'm very, very happy about this. Eddie says the best immigration lawyer ever. Right back at you, Eddie. I'm feeling the love. Thank you. Thank you. Here we have Von Rick. Thank you for your question. It says here, I'm a professional barista and barber, and I would like to work in the U.S. I already have my visitor visa. Well, a visitor visa gives you the ability to visit the United States, but not to live and work here. So you have to find another way. Danielle, currently waiting for my interview in Juarez, Mexico. I hope you get your interview right away. Let's get you back here. Sarika, thank you for your question, my friend. What does it mean for F4? It means that the proclamation, which blocked the issuance of visas under the F4 category, that proclamation is gone. So that's very, very good news. Now, here's a great question from Christian on YouTube. First of all, Christian, thank you for your question. Hello, Josh. What about the K1 visa? What about this visa? There is nothing in this proclamation that affects the K1 visa. And there's nothing in any of the other proclamations that affected the K1 visa. But we all know that the K1 visas, they stopped processing them. And so that's, I'm not sure how that affects it. It's still, K1 visas are already stuck. Yasser says, how can I know that this news is true? Yasser, you don't trust me? Come on. I can't believe that. Let me see if I can share my screen. I don't know if I know how to do it. Do I know how to share my screen? I'm not sure. Well, let me put a link below. I can post a link, and then you can see. Here is the official. Here's the official link that I will put up in the comments. There it is. You can copy and paste that, and that is the official link, revoking the proclamation. So Yasser, if you doubt me, check this out. That's the link. There you go. It's fantastic. Let me go back to one of my other comments. Lewis says, a wise and compassionate immigration attorney and more handsome than Wes Welker. Lewis is one of my friends, so I have a shill in the audience. Never mind him. Yasser, I posted the link, so now you know that I'm accurate. Diana says, I can't wait to get my mother home. I can't wait for your mother to get home too. This proclamation is gone. There's no more impediment that prevents someone. So again, the proclamation would prevent the issuance of a visa if the visa were based on a adult child U.S. citizen petitioning for his or her parent. So that proclamation is gone, and that's great, great news. I'm smiling from ear to ear, smiling from ear to ear. Dudley says, K1, guess sue is the best way. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's what I would do. I would sue them. I'm filing lawsuits all the time to challenge the delayed processing of K1 visas. This is such good news. The Presidential Proclamation is gone. I'm so happy about this. I don't know, like, here it is again. Just take a look. This is fantastic news. Here's a great question. Sashin asks, what happens to green cards unused from 2020 due to this proclamation? I really don't know the answer to that. I really don't know the answer to that. Tim, our friend on YouTube, says, hey, Joshua, is it possible to make a K1 visa interview in the States? Probably not, although technically you could file a K1 visa in the United States if you were both in the United States, but I don't know why you would do that. That doesn't make a lot of sense. What you could do is you could just go and get married if you're in the United States. Eddie, I'm thinking they will deport me. This lawyer saved me, I think he means. Now I'm about to own my own business in Boston because of this lawyer. That is beautiful news. Eddie, what kind of business are you opening? A restaurant or some sort of professional services? I think it's fantastic. I think it's fantastic. Yasser asks, so the family travel ban is revoked? Yes, I've never heard it called the family travel ban, but I think you could say it is. There was another ban that impacted people because if they happen to be in a Muslim country, and that's gone too. Pierre St. Louis says, do you practice also in New York State? I am licensed to practice law in New York State, but I'm a virtual attorney. I have helped clients all over the country and around the world virtually, meaning that we communicate and we take on cases for people who are who we communicate with through video conferencing and by email and by phone. Marky, I love the picture. Thank you for tuning in on YouTube. Is the F2 visa ban already lifted? Indeed it is. Yes, indeed it is. Just lifted today. Is it true that the ban is lifted? Absolutely, it's true. It is true. I posted this. Bobby Joe, please email me back. I've been waiting for weeks to talk to you. Forgive me. I've been very busy. We're inundated with calls and emails, and we have a bunch of new staff. So if you've tried to reach me and I haven't gotten back to you, I beg you to accept my apologies, and I will try to get to you as soon as I can. Please forgive me and don't take it personally. I love all of you, and I would like to help all of you. But there's only one of me, and I'm trying to keep up with everything. And our office is, we're inundated, to be honest. So let's see what other questions you have here. Gosh, I'm so happy about this. I keep thinking about my clients and how they have so many hopes and dreams pinned up, and this proclamation has interfered with people's ability to be with their family and how difficult that is. And this is just such great news. Angela, thank you for your compliment. That's very flattering. I'm grateful that you took the time to listen and tune in, and please let me know if there are any questions that I can answer. What about the bill status? A great question from Mohammed. This is Biden's Citizenship Act, the immigration reform bill that President Biden and the Democrats are considering. This is just a bill. It would do amazing things for people, and I have a series of videos coming out that explain all these things. But for right now, we can say that we don't quite know what will be in the bill or whether it will pass. It's more of, should be considered a proposal. Rodrigo Goto, thank you for tuning in, my friend. Pardon me. Any news on the public charge? No, there's no news on the public charge. I can tell you this. The public charge will not be long for this world. So I don't think you'll have to worry about that. Let's see. Other good news. I mean, what else can we do? What else can we say? This proclamation, it's like ding dong, the wicked witch is dead almost. Here it is again. Immigration Station, that's our YouTube channel. We're a place where people can talk about things, and it's a safe space. It's really made to be informative and helpful. I have a whole series of videos coming out about how you can crush your immigration interviews, and I hope that's helpful as well. Hassan, thank you for your question. It says, my K1 visa expired and I couldn't travel because of COVID. Any suggestions? Boy, that's a tough case. I think you need to just contact the consulate and see if they'll reissue it. But that's hard. Christian says, I think one thing that attracted me is the passion you have for helping people like myself. That's what makes you a good lawyer. Boy, I am passionate. I want to help everybody. I really am passionate about that. I mean, that's what I do, and that's I feel like I have the greatest job in the world to help good people like Christian and all the others that have tuned in who are waiting. So Dave, is this also about F4 siblings? Absolutely. So before this proclamation blocked the issuance of F4 visas, and now that proclamation is gone. It's been revoked by Biden, and so this is fantastic news. I wish I could do something to celebrate. This is just fantastic. I just came back from lunch. I had an amazing lunch with some tacos here in downtown LA, and now let's do it. Yvonne says, hello, Josh. What about a Form I-130 for 2019? Yeah, I mean, if you filed an I-130 in 2019, that may have been unreasonably delayed. So we may have to look at a solution for that. The way that I get immigration cases approved is I file lawsuits against the agencies and I challenge them. And I'd love to help all of you with that if your visas are stuck. So here's a question from Najma. Najma, I'm giving you the heart right here. Najma says, I'm a U.S. citizen. My husband is a Kenyan citizen. I filed an I-130 in November of 2020. I'm currently 6 months pregnant. Do you think our case will go faster? Well, first of all, Najma, thank you for your question. Thank you for tuning in. And also, congratulations to you and your husband for your bundle of joy that you're expecting. I think that's wonderful. Your case has been pending since November of 2020. I hope it goes faster. I hope things keep spinning along and that your case gets interviewed quickly. But I can't say exactly how long this will be. Walter is, what an amazing attorney this man is. If you're in Florida, there's your heart right here. I can't even do the heart. How is it? It's like I'm in the mirror. Thank you, brother. There's the love. There it is, right there. Yasser said, is this the proclamation that was set to expire on the 31st of March? Please reply. Indeed it is. Yes. Do you think that this could affect administrative processing in a positive way? Absolutely, I do. If the reason that let's say that you go to the interview. So first of all, for people who don't know, administrative processing is a delay that happens after your visa interview occurs. So if you go to the interview and your visa is still delayed, that's called administrative processing. It's also called 221G, and furthermore, they also refer to it as refused. Refused does not mean what you think it means. If you're waiting in administrative processing and you're the parent of a U.S. citizen, that visa can't be issued because of the proclamation. Well, that visa is just gone. Yasser, remember my name, Yasser ID Wild Llama. I like that. Here's a question from Colin. Josh, have you successfully won a mandamus lawsuit for a K-1 visa against the U.S. Embassy in Ciudad Juarez? And the answer is yes, I have recently. We have probably, I think we've done maybe around 6 lawsuits against the U.S. consulate in Juarez. And there's a whole bunch of delays that happen at that consulate. I think because of the high volume of cases that they process, it just mess things up and things get delayed. But we've had a lot of cases where people go to that consulate and then they need to apply for a waiver. And then after they apply for the waiver, nothing happens. So we go and we sue, and then they issue the visa. But I'd love to talk to you if your fiance visa is delayed, Colin. Chris, thank you for tuning in. My wife filed since 2017. We're both living here in the States. Is there anything we can do to speed up the process? Well, I'd like to talk to you a lot. I'd love a chance to talk to you, Chris, to see if I can help you out. Because if you applied for your green card or your paperwork in 2017, well, my friend, that's just taken too long, way too long. So I'd love to talk to you. Hadi, this is great news and happy for everyone. May God protect you and your family. Thank you. God is with you forever. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in. It's very, very good to see you. And I'm hoping for good things for you and your family this year. When can we expect routine visa services to pick up again at embassies? My K-1 visa has been pending for almost a year and a half. I'm at the NVC stage right now. That's a great question. I can't predict the future. I don't know when things will happen. And I'm hoping that K-1 visas will begin to be processed very, very soon. But I can't say for sure how long this will take. And I hope very much that they do this, because I think people who are engaged to get married, if you're a U.S. citizen and you're engaged to get married, I think you deserve all the legal rights that are available to you. Why should the government just decide that K-1 visas can't be processed anymore? Or the National Visa Center is contacting people and saying, we are not going to process your K-1 visa. We're not going to process your visa if it's based on an I-730. Well, what legal basis do they have to say that? They don't have the discretion to make those decisions. And we need to fight back and challenge this. Until they do their jobs, we need to challenge this. That's what I think. I mean, that's why I file the lawsuits, to help people. Kimberly, have there been any changes to the CRBA requirements? Consular report of a foreign birth abroad. There are no changes to this whatsoever that I am aware of. George, hi Josh, what to do if the NVC won't send my approved K-1 visa to the fiance in Colombia? Okay, well, this is basically all I'm doing right now, is helping people who have K-1 visas that are delayed. But the question I think you have to ask, that I ask, is, George, when did you file your I-129F? If you filed that 1 year ago or more, then I would say there's been an unreasonable delay. There's no reason in the world why the National Visa Center shouldn't be able to forward your paperwork to the embassy in Colombia. And I would file a lawsuit against the NVC and other related immigration agencies to challenge this. So that's what I would do. If your I-129 has been pending for a year, let's consider the lawsuit. Give me a call. Let's talk about this. Ife says, how about those that suffered abuse in the hands of their U.S. citizen spouse? Will this bill favor them too? Well, first of all, if you or someone you know has suffered abuse at the hands of a U.S. citizen spouse, I think that's horrible. And I hope you're okay. And I hope you're safe. And I hope you avail yourself of all the domestic violence resources that are out there. And also, beyond being safe, you have to worry about your immigration status. There's something called the Violence Against Women Act. It's not just for women either, it's also for men, but it protects foreign nationals who are in relationships, marriage relationships, with abusive U.S. citizen or permanent resident spouses. And so you don't need a new bill to have an immigration path if you're in an abusive marriage relationship with a U.S. citizen. Talk to a local attorney about VAWA, or reach out to me because I can help you. We like doing those cases. We stand up and fight for people who are in a domestic violence situation. Najma said, I thought having a baby will speed things up since it's foolproof. Having a baby, I think, is foolproof that your marriage relationship is genuine, but it doesn't necessarily make the processing time go faster, unfortunately. I wish it were. I wish it would do that. If it did, I would like that. I would be in favor of that. How much should I have in the bank account? I really don't know what that question exactly means. A joke, but I appreciate your question. If you give me a little more details, I'll try my best to answer. Artemis, thank you for the wonderful news, sir. Hope you and your family have a wonderful life. I hope you have a wonderful life. You have a very menacing little skull there, but I still appreciate you coming in and appreciate your comment as well. La Beatrice, I'm a 34-year-old mom of 4. Wow, mom of 4? You're superwoman. Says here, I'm married to an American citizen for 15 years, but still illegal. I got here when I was 16. We talked to some lawyers in the past, and they gave us negative news for my case. I mean, first of all, YouTube Live is not the best place to seek legal advice. I mean, I can answer general questions, but you really need a consultation with an immigration lawyer. If you've talked to other lawyers in the past and they gave you negative news, that's discouraging, but maybe there's a reason why you can't pursue your immigration goals. I don't really know, but I would be happy to chat with you, or you can find a lawyer who could give you another opinion. There may be some aspect of your case that is an obstacle, or maybe the other lawyers you talked to just gave you inaccurate information. I'm not quite sure. This is fantastic news. Fantastic news. I'm still smiling. It's been over half an hour. Let's see. What other questions you have? What are the good news? Sammy, please tell me if TGE process of K1 is processing. I'm not sure what you mean. All of the fiance visa, K1 visa processing is sort of messed up right now. So it's challenging. Daniel Lopez, have you won hardship waivers in Juarez, Mexico? I absolutely have done that. We specialize in I-601 waivers for those who've committed fraud or criminal offenses or smuggling or other things like this. Lady of my heart just joined in. This news ends the proclamation. Just catching up. Absolutely, the proclamation is gone. Proclamation, Presidential Proclamation 10014. It has been revoked by President Biden. Again, Presidential Proclamation 10014 is revoked and no more. Sophia, I would love to talk to you, and I will reach out to you. I remember your case well, and I would love to help you with it because I see a massive opportunity to help you, and I will reach out. Forgive me for not doing a better job with that. But yeah, I mean, I guess my question for you is, how are you going to celebrate this? It's a great sign because it shows that President Biden is using his discretion to help people, to help immigrants and families. And President Trump, by contrast, used his discretion to restrict immigration and to strip away the rights of immigrants. And he did so in the name of the coronavirus, something that he obviously he cared very little about in terms of public health. So this is great news. Here's a question from Armando, Auto Detailing LLC, aka Rocky. Look at that cyclist. He's got his gear on. Says, hi, can you have a case reopened under the new immigration reform? So Armando, the immigration reform is just a proposal. It's not the law. But if it were the law, then we could explore whether there's a way to reopen a case. Here's a question from John. It says, hey, Josh. First of all, John, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your question. Lots of love for my friends on YouTube. It says here, my wife and son has been refused since last year. I was surprised because we submitted all the documents they wanted and was updated to ready, and then it was changed to refused. So John, here's what I have to say about that. Refused means delayed, right? There are two ways out for you, John. The first way is to keep waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. And if you keep waiting long enough, maybe they'll get around to approving you. The second thing that you can do is you can come at them with a plan of attack. And I file lawsuits against the consulate, the Department of Homeland Security, USCIS, and other immigration agencies. I sue them because, John, your wife and son are stuck abroad, and there's no reason in the world why they're stuck there. Maybe someone just never looked at the paperwork and never finished their job. Or maybe your papers are just sitting in a pile somewhere. So I go to court, I sue them, I challenge the delay. And after I challenge the delay, most of the time the visas are issued because there's probably no valid reason for the delay. It's just incompetence, really. I hope this helps. I hope this information is a really positive thing. I'm hoping that all of you get your visas assumed very, very soon. And this is great news. I'll see you very soon in the next video, and take care. God bless you all.